Hello. I want to make sure y'all can hear me. I just got my new mic in. How's it going? Let me know if you can hear me or see me or whatever. How's it going? Trace, Chuck, Janet, Miss Jane, Australia. I want to make sure y'all can hear me though. Let me talk louder. Wires. Trace says it's beautiful here in Arizona, but we failed the kids. And Charles over and over. Melanie's loose is proof we failed. Ew. It's so scary. It is so, it freaks me out big time. Maryland pastor says happy to see so many deep south cousins. Cousins actually. Right. Okay, I'm not very good at Cajun French, but cousin. Cousin. Happy Memorial Day. We made it. Last week was so tough. So tough. How y'all doing? Okay, good. Hey, Carrie Ann. Hey, Donna. Echo? Oh, crap. Uh-oh. Haha. What? What about now? Oh, it's you? Just making sure, because I did have, I need to unplug one of these microphones. You know I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Okay. Hey Denise, how you doing? Good to see you here. No echo. Heather Feather. Alright. I'm waiting on this to upload. Oh, if it'll show y'all. Damn lights. Oh my god. It's uploading. Right. So, yeah. Anyways, y'all know I always have issues. I have more issues than oh, good god. What did I do? Hold on. Hold on. Can't be looking all like that. All powder. If you have a gain setting, you can turn it down. Oh, okay. Thank you, brands. Let me turn that. I can also do this too. I think number 4. I'll try that too. Thank you, fish face. Let me know if it sounds better. I turned the gain down a little bit and turned it to 4. Thank you. Let me see if the camera's still powder bright. Whoa! It is. I messed it up. Oh, okay. All you gotta do is put... I know your husband does sound... Oh my god, I bet we drive him nuts. Awesome. Well, I don't know. I was... My algorithm has been messed up with since the trial. Like just trying to get back into... I don't even know. I don't know what this is. I just feel uneasy. There's something, I just feel uneasy about something. Don't know what it is yet. We'll let you know when I know. I don't know. Just something's not making sense. As far as like Melani Boudreaux and Chad Daybell and Lori and Alex and the conspiracy thing, and I mean it's so right. I mean just your mind's blown from all the information and it's hard to catch a break, a grip of how they put this together. I know I make it more difficult than it really is. Difficult research. Right? But it just doesn't make sense. Something doesn't make sense. I can't put my finger on it. So I've been taking notes, and of course they're in 5 different notebooks. So, but it's a clip that as soon as it's uploaded, I'll share it. And I mean, it's out there. I went through and took all the unnecessary sounds out. It is, Yogi. It is. She says it's hard to process that many evil people. You can't wrap your head around it at all. But it just caught the way because I got it from somebody else who just clipped it, and uploaded it to YouTube, and just that segment, just hearing that segment by itself, I was like, oh, and then I'll get it, and then I'm like, wait, it's like I go too far into it, and then I complicate it, and then it doesn't make sense anymore. Does that ever happen to you? Because it happens to me every damn day. I go between the philosophical side of it, and I have to separate the two so that I can, have a regular program here. Because, I mean, if I really just shared with y'all what I researched, so I would never consider it. I would have never considered researching what I research unless this would have happened. Since this happened, it kind of landed in my lap. Hey, Linda, my cousin. How you doing? It's good to see you here. Always, always, always. But yeah, so I mean, I researched the religious aspect of it, philosophical, whatever, to find meaning behind the madness, right? There's something that makes it. And I mean, I have a good and of course I don't have anything to compare it to even say, well, it's just this, but just from me researching Mormonism, and never and just not really having a background at all in any other without having any anything to compare it to, because I did not. My grandfather, he went and met the Pope. He shook hands with the Pope. It's not anything that I don't like the Pope. I don't think the Pope is rare. But anyways, I just don't believe in, I don't know. Nobody's better than anybody else. So, hey. Yeah, you can eat an elephant in one bite. I'm just kidding. I've never heard that one. But I like that. Yeah, me too, Yogi. I worry about my parents a lot, especially Larry. This just has aged us. All of this has aged us. Hey, Lisa K. Here for a bit, and I'll watch the rest later. Been waiting for this one. I wish I could just really bring it to y'all like other, really good creators who have researchers, and I don't. And I'm processing. So basically, I just kind of drag y'all along for my processing. And it helps me to process, and I guess it helps all of us to just kind of bounce things off of one another and bring things into the conversation that there's no possible way one person can, not a create, nobody can just tie it all in. I mean, prosecution team even has however many prosecutors, so they did it well, though. I have to give them credit. I did not know how, and it blew my mind when they said in the indictment that it was for religious purposes espoused. I was like, all right, okay, obviously, but it's written in there. So how are they going to, that's what I was thinking, like, how are they going to How are they going to talk about the religious aspect without micro compartmentalizing it? Elephant. So that was fascinating for me to well, and frustrating. It's frustrating also because the labeling system thing really drives me insane. I don't like the labeling system. I believe that Jacqueline Bolden. Trauma negatively affects our health physically, emotionally, psychologically, and I'm going to say spiritually. Yeah. Old lady Snoop, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Janet says, I thought if they had brought in the religion more than they did, the church would have overshadowed the crimes. Yes, I agree with you. I could feel the presence of the church, but I don't know if it's just because it's what I study or, you know, and it's like I don't know how to explain it. Besides, because then it goes into conspiracy theory type. Which, again, I say that because it drives me nuts. Because I'm like, okay, I understand. Yes, it is outlandish. Oh my God. I'm the first one to tell you that it is effing crazy. However, whenever I say that, it makes me want to cry. Because then I flash back to the whole where they said Tylee was, and I didn't see her. Nothing was recognizable. Okay, so I'm like, tell that to Tylee. Tell Tylee in your heart, you know, that her death is a conspiracy theory. It's just a theory, you know, and that it should be dismissed and it was debunked because it's bullshit. Okay, tell that to JJ. I mean, it's like I can't tell that to my heart. I can tell it to my brain, but my heart's like, no, you know better. Yeah, Mad Donut. And so it just bothers me because there are survivors and victims who didn't make it, obviously, who have survived this. Luckily, and then is it? Because then, you know, they have to deal with their abuse and their all that, and nobody believes them. So that's like really messed up, you know, like victim blaming. It's like, yeah, well, we don't believe you. Who am I to say that? I'm not here to silence anybody or discount and say, no, you did not experience that, you know. I don't want nobody telling me I didn't experience something. Yeah, Jacqueline says, no, Janet says, F that, we know what they did to Tylee. Exactly. The religious dimensions were not emphasized, yet they were not minimized. They kept the focus on the humans involved, and they all had motives behind religious beliefs. Yes. I like that, Jacqueline Bolden. Thank you. Yeah. And so, I mean, I've been staring at this one document. I don't know how long. I'm going to go grab it. I don't know. It's a pattern. I'm trying to get it. Again, but then I get it and then I'm like, wait, what? Then I have to go to the true crime, I guess, the true crime side of it, aspect of it, so that we can talk about all these people and what they're doing and what they've done and how they've acted and or not acted, you know. So they just are sucky people, that's all. But that doesn't do anything. Oh, that's true, Little Brands. She says, it's a matter of history in the books now. Lori is a specimen to be studied. I believe that, Denicia Rose. The church is getting paid off this. Everyone working the case, from the cops to the judge and so on, are getting a percentage of their paychecks to the church. I couldn't agree more. I would love to know if, like, Chad paid 10% of Tammy's blood money. You know, they own an insurance company. Beneficial life insurance. The church. It's so... to me, it's like an elephant in the room. It slaps me in the damn face. And I'm like, no, you can't overlook all these things. You can do this. You can tunnel vision. Or you can back away from the project a little bit. And then you can see the holy crap. Or unholy crap. It depends on who you ask. Let me do this. And then let me share. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, present. No. Okay. Okay. So these are the estates, okay? And there's just, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. And, let me make sure y'all can see. Yes, okay. And this, I'm still waiting on the damn video to upload. So just know it's coming. Thank you, Jacqueline Bolden. That was very sweet. Yeah, I've been looking at this too. I don't know who Facebook user is, but just trying to figure out and better acquaint myself with the, because it's like it's a MLM shape. It's a triangle pointing upward, but it has like these elements of mob. I mean, I didn't name it Mormon Mafia. I did not. Okay, nor did you. So I mean, that was there already. I'm just here trying to make. Oh, I live here. That's interesting. I will look into that. Thank you. Thank you. And yes, thank you, Jacqueline. That was so very sweet. So the estate, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I have to take what Zalema and them, what they say in their little half-truths, right? And try and make sense of that. So I try to line up the patterns of everything. So, I mean, the 8 estates there's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And this is known as the eternal progressions in the scriptures and is in reality, quote, the doctrine of the mysteries of godliness, unquote. And so, like, John Pontius, the Visions of Glory dude, the author, you know, and that's twice Lori had that damn book on site. She had it, Visions of Glory. She was reading it whenever they served her in Hawaii. They also, hold on, I started to think, because I'm going to go grab it real quick and we'll share that. When they got served. Alright, hold on just one second. And that way, because she's reading it. Bullshit. Oh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Let me know if there's an echo or anything.
How's it going? Are you Kevin, Lori? This is how you can serve.
See, Visions of Glory, right there.
Do you have any questions regarding that? So it is 14:39 hours on January 25th.
Look at this stupid ass. Don't quit acting like you're interested. I like how the cops just sat there in silence. Awkward silence. To make this hooker go, say it.
You need something?
Any questions? You have any questions for that? No. Okay.
All right, have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I did it twice. I'm sorry.
How's it going? Are you chatting, Lori?
Are you chatting, Lori? Okay, turn it off. Ah, let me out.
This is how they can serve.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, so it didn't show y'all? Did it show y'all? Yeah. Yeah, Trace. Right? Hey, Jason. And Trace says it's like they thought they weren't in the United States anymore or something. The wrong islands, Chad and Lori. Oh my God, that's funny because, right? They're stupid. They're so stupid, but thank God. Oh my God, Carrie. I appreciate you mowing your yard and listening. That's so cute. I've never seen as many ducks and geese as I did when I was in Boise. Oh my good God. Every damn day you hear geese. You see ducks. Just cruising the freaking suburb neighborhoods. Not even. I mean, there's, at the courthouse, there's this little park right next to it. And, I mean, I saw more livestock there. I'm like, good gracious. I did not go to the camel. I told Jason, I just remembered it. I was like, we got to go to the Camel's Back Park. I got to bring a straw. Right? And I forgot till just now. Oh, thank you, Atlantis Mermaid. Happy Memorial Day to you too. These two keep coming back. I must have lots of bugs in my yard. Man, it reminds me of Tammy, just the ducks. Oh, so another thing I was supposed to look up but forgot. Wrote it down. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss 56. Good old boys network. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. But I really think that it's power in numbers, Little brands. Oh my God. I love it. I love it though. Because y'all know, I mean, I definitely think it. But I guess I'm probably lucky that y'all can't read my thoughts because holy crap. He does. He looks very nervous. He looks like he's trying to interest them in the Book of Mormon or something, like I don't know, just missionary. The missionary vibe comes out. Like, oh, let me act like I'm interested. I know what happened to her. I know what happened to Tylee and JJ, but just here living my best life and shit. It's nuts. So yeah, so visions of glory, and that I'm sorry, yeah, I tend to do this. Let me go back. I was talking about visions of glory and how oh my gosh, I can't work the computer. Yeah. Okay, so John Pontius, who is the author of Visions of Glory, it's not his it is not his near-death experience that he shares in Visions of Glory, but he's the ghostwriter. He's passed away. John Pontius has passed away long ago, but I'm telling you right now that just in this experience and ever since the kids were missing, I mean, you just, as you're learning about things, and then I had run across a fireside chat with John Pontius, right, and Thomas G. Harrison, and that's got a heavy influence, turns out. And I had shared the fireside, and I mean, they will cut you. And I say that. That's just what I say about this book, and Mormons, it seems, don't. It's like maybe a lot of the nuanced Mormons, more likely to be on the fringes, if you will, since there is a spectrum of belief, in my opinion. They will cut you. Don't talk shit about visions of glory, okay? And it's crazy to witness people defending a book, an author, Thomas G. Harrison, even, who had the near-death experience, who goes under the guise of Spencer, okay? It's just misleading, anyways. And he's a therapist over there in Utah. It's interesting. It stinks, in my opinion. The whole Thomas G. Harrison link stinks. But that's me. So, anyways, but yeah, he wrote the Doctrine of the, he didn't, that's what I'm saying, it's these phrases. Y'all, I found out yesterday, or day before, it like clicked, and I was like, oh my God, the second coming to, I'm going to say Lori and Chad, I'm not going to say all Mormons, because there are they who don't, what I mean, like, they get defensive. And I guess maybe it comes off. I don't know. I don't know. I've never defended anything and elevated it above human life. So I don't know. I'm not in the same boat. But it's a tricky subject to even talk about. First off, is religion, right? I'm not here to say my beliefs are, right and yours are wrong, or it's nothing like that. It's just trying to be able to talk about it without all the reasons, without me becoming cynical, and without somebody feeling like they have to be defensive, and you know what I mean. It's such a sensitive topic, and usually people try to avoid it, but I can't. So I don't know. But yeah, the 8 estates of probation and progression, born 12 times of mortal women. Okay, so it says born as a spirit, born once mortal. That's the 2nd estate. 3rd estate, born immortal. 4th estate, they were 4 light, 4.3 light, remember? 4.2, 4.1. That's those numbers, right? Okay. So born 9 times into mortality. So if Chad and Laura, I'm not saying this is true. I'm just trying to match it up with their patterns, if that makes sense. And because really what it is a sequence to how they target their victims, basically. You'll see a southwest right here. Okay? So I'm wondering if that's actually a direction, or did Chad Google it? Oh, God dang it. If I can work the damn thing. Goodness gracious. Okay, I'm trying not to make your way. And see, I need to take this out because it has nothing to do with that. Okay. Where was it? It's basically like a key. To who their victim is, I guess. I don't know how to explain it yet because I'm still trying to make sense of it, but this is where I'm leaning. It's like a code, because all the people that they say they were, and that's what I've always felt, is like eyes wide shut type of stuff. It's very secret society, if you know what I mean. And like, and the GHB, I meant to look it up, and I don't know if any one of you can, while you're in here, if you would look up and see if GHB is referred to as eggs or whatever. Seed would be another. I was thinking about this yesterday. Seed would be another reference to eggs, possibly, because Lori told Alex something about bringing the eggs. I don't know. Weird. Let's see. Okay, so the 4 seasons as they apply to the estates: spring, summer, fall, winter, spring, and so that's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th dispensations, right? Or creations. And so I wonder what this pattern, I'm just trying to figure out the pattern. Southwest. Okay, well, this lines up with where ye shall press forward, feasting upon the word of Christ, the Messiah. 6th day, 6th estate, Vav, I guess, I don't know. And that's the days of creation. It never said of this world, it is the creation of you. This is funny. It's like not covered, not covered, not covered, not covered. You know how you compare plans? That's, I don't know. It's not funny, but I'm just like, what the frick? So blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Calling and election made sure. I don't know. And see, this says comforted. So that reminds me of the second comforter. The calling and election. Righteousness. There's, because, okay, in the documents that came via Ian, that they did not share in the trial, Chad and Lori were just one department, if you will. That was just, they were over healing and music. And remember how they talked about green being the color, which is the color of Satan, by the way, according, to the stuff I've read in Mormonism. It represents Satan. And I'm like, oh my God, And then Tuesday, they love Tuesdays, which is good because we see you next Tuesday, right? And then Raphael, the archangel, okay? So it's the Adamic priesthood. And blessed thee are all the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Issues changing the Messiah's wording to make it apply to second state beings. First estate, no Messiah needed. What the hell? They are in heaven. Fourth estate, they are filled with truth and righteousness. So Lori and Chad, okay. Seventh estate, why does it skip 5th and the 6th? Anyways. 7th estate, children of God. Remember Zalema's dream, allegedly? Where she said she sees the children of God, children, she was like, well, not children, but sitting at a table and there's a spiritual being at the end of the table. Sorry, I'm drinking. Okay, and I'm just kind of going up the list in this column, Adam of worlds, father of the elect pre-flood, descends from celestial to terrestrial, lays down the body and reascends. It gets way more offensive as you go down. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay, here's these colors. See, now this threw me off though, because I'm like, well, green's over here, and there's malachite. The whole malachite connection. So, what combination is this? Is it a secret combination? I just thought about that. Music from lower tones to higher tones. What the is this? Is it further light knowledge that I probably shouldn't be sharing because I might get red rummed? And so there's a whole slew of these papers on academia. And, you know, they go under aliases and whatever. So here it says dispensation, basic name. So the gathering, Zion and the millennium. Okay? Enoch and Raphael. The seven stars are the seven angels, whom are the seven archangels, heading the seven dispensation, the dispensation kings. That is a pattern that they do. They do. It's I'm not gonna put them in order because I don't know them that well, but it goes like there's a witness, there's a king, there's a prophet, there's three, and then one's hidden. I know I'm not making any sense to a lot of y'all. It doesn't make sense. I'm trying to make sense of it though. This is what I work on, and that's what I'm saying. It's not very interesting, but it is. I think it is. Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. Shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. And I don't know. This I've heard Mike Stroud say this. Nail in the sure place, which means that's the tokens, the handshakes and the tokens that they do in the temple, allegedly. And so he talks about the placement of their temple robes, you know. Oh, I just said robes and temple, and yeah. Anyways. I don't know. So now that I have this uploaded into Canva, if anybody wants to help, that'd be great. Just stare at it. I'm going to use a Mormon phrase here and just say ponderize. You know, holy anointing, receive thy calling to become a priest and a king. See, that to me is a calling and election made sure. To me, that is the to me that's this call out idea that we've heard about, but I thought it was more with the prepper movement, right? That's what a lot of people believe, and I don't think so. I think it's all smoke and mirrors. Definitely, it's all smoke and mirrors. I'm just trying to fit the pattern, that's all. I don't know if it changes. I'm sure it does. Let me see. It's nuts. I know it's got something to do with it though, because I see too much of the same language being shared in these documents, and I'm like, oh my god, there it is. And and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil one. What the hell does that mean? It's like the ritual. I don't know how to explain it. Ordinances, anointings, blessings, and callings, titles or names. First four states are one initial washings and anointings. Second four are 1 second. I don't even understand this language. I'm like, wait, what? Received thy election. Is that the calling and election made sure? Oh no, the calling is right here. So the calling and election made sure, and then that would make you a priest and a priestess, a king and a queen, a god and a goddess, right? You're going to usher in the second coming of Jesus Christ. And I'm just trying to match it to Chad and Lori. Defiled again. See what I'm saying? Need to be symbolically washed a second time. Rebaptism. Lord of the earth. A king unto the most high God. What the hell? You know? Second, holy. So is this a second anointing? Yes, second anointing. Receive thy calling and election. Having received such, anointed a king and a priest unto the most high God, having become such. So do you graduate this way? Ascend above all things, receive glory and honor forever and ever, worlds without number or end. And this is where you get into the multiple probations. This is when, I read this today in another paper. I don't know. I just know it goes together. And a white stone. Okay. A planet. Written within it a new name, which no one knows save he who receives such. Hands, holding and working with your hands, feet, movement, and running and not weary. This is another thing. This came from Val Brinkerhoff, which is another one of those people that, you know, birds of a feather kind of dude. Rosh Hashanah. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but I don't know. I've always felt, what the hell? I've always felt connected to it because of the date. The time of year it is. It's the new year, or I don't know. I don't know how to explain stuff I don't understand. I'm just like, what? September 11th, Rosh Hashanah, renewal, liberty, release, Revelation 12. So I don't know. I don't do all this stuff. Yeah. And like this, you know. This is from Nancy James, right? And it says, this is July 22nd, 2017, and it says, how do you answer this critical question? If you knew very soon, now just listen to this, the words. If you knew very soon your family would be asked by God, now you got to think of it from their perspective, their world, to leave most of your possessions behind. They're talking about a call out. And flee for safety into the wilderness. Okay, I think that's the temple. On the eve of tribulation and destruction, which I think they would refer to the second coming as this, but it's not quite exactly what I imagine the second coming to be. And flee for safety into the wilderness on the eve of tribulation and destruction. What would you do to get prepared? Preparing people, right? Think about it. We invite all who feel a desire to gather and inspire one another and our one great family, which they are striving, not they, Nancy and Mike. They, meaning Brigham Young, taught this too. And so there's a united order, the patriarchal order, one family. It's weird. Anyways, one great family to join the discussion. To join the discussion about how we can help purify our lives and become a blessing. Please, no. Don't become a blessing. No. To fulfill our promise as children of God. We did just that at our concluding fireside with Sean Littlebear, hosted by, and I think this is Kevin Campbell, because I can see K-E and then B-E-L-L, and that's Sean Littlebear, hung out with him. And it's either Chad, his wife, but that wouldn't be his wife, so, or I don't know who this person is. I can't see it. V-E-Y. So it's Mac something V-E-Y. And great people who attended. Anyways, it reminds me of the vibe that, you know, we get from April Raymond. Lori approached her trying to ordain her into the Church of the Firstborn, right? They're not alone. There's still people. They're still, you know, doing this. And they're going to sacrifice their children. You know? Maybe yours. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's freaking scary. And then no legal recourse, really. You know? I mean, where's all the blood? Where is all the blood? Where's the crime scene? Where were the kids killed? Because there's nothing hardly. Where's the blood? And I don't mean that in an egregious way. Just where is the freaking blood? Where is the crime scene? They had Tyvek suits. Okay? Tyvek suits. A ghillie suit. Where's the freaking blood? Where's the DNA? Where is the crime scene? Where? I mean, I wish I could just blurt out what I think, but, you know, hey. And I just know it's protected under the First Amendment, but whatever. This bothers me too, but, you know. Jason Mal. He and Richard, not Roger Young, Richard Young. Jason Mal's first name is Richard too. I said last week I said we can call them Dick then. Both their names are Richard. Anyways, so he did this special presentation. It just doesn't look like any of the other flyers, okay? First off. Anytime, I mean, y'all know, they endorse, they publicize, and I just don't like him, okay, first off. So let's just, you know, get around that elephant in the room. I don't like him. He bothers me bad. And the way he had that persecution complex, you know, whenever he went in and was questioned by Rexburg Police Department. So he's over here in Billings, Montana, the same weekend that JJ was murdered. This is 2019. And so it's about 320 miles away from Rexburg. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, if he was there, then, you know, but, there's always a but. There's whole preparing the people, or I'm sorry, a firm foundation, a firm expo going on in Rexburg this very same weekend. That's the reason that David Warwick, Melanie Gibb, allegedly even showed up to Lori's that weekend. That and to, you know, their podcast that I don't even know if it exists. Okay. So him and this magician dude, Richard Young, he's a magician from Canada. And just the way his little flyers brought up, it says that he's performed at 333 magic shows. It sounds fishy to me. It rubs me wrong. I always orbit back to it. Just like I orbit back to the Book of Lehi and Sean Little Bear and the whole the post about having to sacrifice a 16-year-old virgin girl or boy, doesn't matter, to gain entrance into this golden walled cavern. Now everything sounds elaborate, right? Because nobody's gonna believe crazy stuff, and they all talk in this language. That's why I went down the rabbit hole I went down, because I'm like, what the hell are they saying? I don't know what they mean. You know, like Lori and her text messages. I'm told that I will be like Nephi, and it'll have a Nephi and Laban. And what the hell is that? Okay, it's Mormonese is what it is. Anyways, so this is missing September 22nd. Could be a typo. Don't know. Either way, it don't have, I don't know. That says Friday is September 20th, 2019, right? It's not really elaborate or detailed. Lunch, workshops, okay. Well, besides Jason Mal and Richard having an alibi, where's all the other ones? Okay? It's just weird. And it's a singles ward, too. And so, yeah, it bothers me. There he was, Let me make sure y'all are still there. I'm not even checking. So sorry. Y'all are just hearing me ramble. Didn't Chad have a shed with a table in it? Is that where maybe Tylee was mutilated in? I hate saying no. I mean, it's true, though. Also think he sealed Lori. Yeah, I do, too. Miss 56. The 333 can outrun... Oh, wait, where'd it go? Can outrun a horse, translate, and give up the ghost. Oh, my goodness. I don't really quite know what that means. What do you mean? I don't know. I know that your Zero's really knowledgeable. I really do appreciate their opinion on this because it goes from, okay, Janet says it goes from Saturday the 21st to Sunday the 23rd. Typo maybe? Right. That's what I think too, but then, I don't know, I just didn't notice that. And I mean, I've stared at the damn thing I don't know how many times. And I'm like, oh my god, I just noticed that it's just missing that one date, you know? And I'm just like, okay. But then, and I really started looking into it. And it just seems fishy. I don't know. I'll try not to harp too much on it because it's not that big, you know? I mean, in my opinion, they were all... they all had their hand in it, in my opinion. And I mean, persecution complex, or whatever you want to call it, none of them have integrity. Not one. Much less the Spirit of God. Okay? It's not there. You don't act like that. If you don't act like that, if and not be a part of it, you know. Deny, distance, and lie, even by omission. You know. Hey, Bo Peep. No, you're not late. You're never too late. Yeah, I do too. Okay, wait. So I gotta show you all something. Let me go grab it real quick. So let me research it up. What? Okay. Let me look in my watch later list or my history. Hold on. I'm still waiting on this. The video has about 20% left, I'd say. And then it'll be up. It says processing. So that's good. Let's see. Well, I gotta sign in? Damn. Gotta love it. Okay. Who was it? The green, oh my god, I have it written down. The green yard? The green... Spell it right, silly. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on just 1 second. It's so different. Okay, let me just open up another tab. Oh, duh, it's right here. Silly. Y'all can tell I'm just not computer. I'm not a desktop or laptop. I'm just not a computer type person. I'm a cell phone person. Let's see, home. Uh-oh. Okay. History. Okay. Okay, because I watched it not long ago and I was like, oh my god, can't believe he just said that. But it's still the same movement, I would say. It's the same, it's part of the same movement as Chad and Lori. And it should be concerning. I'm still looking for it. Oh my goodness. I watch a lot of videos. Oh, I found that clip. I'll go ahead and play the clip. No, I don't know what to do. I want to do them all. That's not it. Come on. Oh. I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself, because then that's when I tend to panic. I'm still looking. Whatever. It can't be that far back. Wait. Was that it? Oh my goodness. How long is this? Nope, that's not it. Okay. Should be right here. Have y'all been keeping up with the Corey Richins case too? I've been trying to keep up with that. I'm interested in a lot of things. It just, y'all see what happens. Let me go to, where's my playlist? I just don't navigate in here too much, so I'm like, what? Library. No. I don't know. I'm about to play that clip though, since it's right here. Y'all let me know, because I think it's like, I think it may implicate or imply, to me it does. To me it implies that Chad and Lori, or that they might be able to, actually, let me just find the damn thing and play it, and then we can talk about it as soon as I find it again. Okay, pause, and let me share this one instead. Here.
Possessed before they left.
Ooh, back it up.
And so we're seeing a text communication July 2019 between Lori Vallow and Melani Boudreaux. Is that correct?
Yes.
Could you read those into the record, please?
Yes. Line 3135 from Lori Vallow to Melani Boudreaux. They have an elaborate plan. I'll call you soon. Line 3134 from Melani Boudreaux to Lori Vallow. I could take all the babies with and drive and take our stuff. Line 3133 from Lori Vallow to Melani Boudreaux. You can't go at all. We both need to stay here to defend ourselves. Line 3132 from Lori Vallow to Melani Boudreaux. It's coming to a head. This week will change everything.
Okay. Why did you include that particular series of text from Lori Vallow in your summary?
Your Honor, the only way you can answer that is through hearsay evidence.
I'll sustain that objection.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I guess I don't understand the objection.
Your Honor, would the court like me to clarify?
May we approach sidebar? Because I really don't understand.
Well, I'd like to have the question reread, please.
Okay.
And the question, I misheard that. I'll overrule that objection.
Thank you.
Apologies.
Thank you. Did you hear the question?
Do I have it repeated? I'm sorry.
Why did you include that?
Okay. The timeline in this case is important. So this text string took place in the evening of July 9th, 2019, which is approximately 36 hours before Charles Vallow was killed. These texts are a reference to events surrounding that.
Okay.
And again, Judge, I'm going to object, just for the record, that the only way he could have gotten that information was specifically to Melani Boudreaux is through hearsay evidence from Melani Boudreaux.
All right, well, he's testified it's through information obtained through these iCloud accounts, so for that, and because they've been admitted, I'll overrule the...
Well, bring that hooker in is what I'm saying. I'm sorry, I probably just yelled in y'all's ear. So sorry. But yeah, bring the hooker in, okay? Don't dismiss her. Anyways.
Objection.
Thank you.
All right. And so the timing of this communication by Lori Vallow was significant to you in relation to the death of Charles Vallow.
Correct.
Okay. And in the text, it was a text from Lori Vallow. In her own words, it's coming to a head. This week will change everything.
Yes.
And when in context of the investigation and the overall review of the iCloud, what does "it's coming to a head" mean to you?
It's a reference to the marriage between Charles Vallow and Lori Vallow. Their marriage, from the communications and the totality of the investigation, had deteriorated substantially.
And I'll object to speculation that she's calling for him to speculate as to what these texts mean,
I'll sustain that.
and ask to strike that from the record.
All right, the final part of that answer will be stricken from the record based on the objection. The jury's instructed not to please consider that particular response.
So in your review of the evidence, in your review of the iCloud, did you learn from the defendant's own words that her marriage to Charles Vallow was deteriorated?
Yes.
Okay. In fact, I believe you earlier talked about that she characterized Charles Vallow as an obstacle. Is that correct?
Objection, that's argumentative, Judge.
Overruled.
It was actually Chad Daybell who used the phrase obstacles relating in connection with these individuals.
Okay. And so it's coming to a head, that statement from the defendant. Was there evidence within the iCloud that you reviewed, the defendant's own words, that reflected whether or not she wanted Charles Vallow out of her life as her husband?
Yes.
Okay. Let's turn to some additional text from Lonely Time on July 9th, 2019, reflected in the next slide. Could you please look at lines 3120 and 3072? Do you see those?
I do.
Could you read those into the record, please?
Yes. Line 3120 from Lori Vallow to Alex Cox. Getting sleepy, so I'm going to need you to stay close to me the next couple days. Mel too. She can't go to Utah. They are planking some kind of intervention, but want Mel out of the way, so I'm left alone. I need to come get the stuff at your house tomorrow and secure it. Lots to do. Thank you for standing by me. It's all coming to a head this week. I will be like Nephi, I am told, and so will you. Line 3072, text from Lori Vallow to Melani Boudreaux. Al is here. Charles says he will come over in the morning.
Why did you include these particular texts from Lori Vallow to Alex Cox and Melani Boudreaux in your summary?
Your Honor, I'll object that these takes things out of context. He specifically stated that he is going in line by line, and it looks like there's almost 100 lines between these two texts.
I'll overrule the objection, and I think it's appropriate for cross-examination. And
Very good, thank you.
I'm sorry, the question was, why did you include these particular text communications from Lori Vallow to Alex Cox and Melani Boudreaux in your summary?
During the course of the investigation, we found out that Adam Cox, another brother of Lori Vallow, had flown in conjunction with Charles Vallow to try to approach Lori regarding the things that were taking place. And so that's why I included these communications.
Okay. And turning to line 3120, I will be like Nephi, I am told, and so will you. In your review of the evidence and your research on the items of relevance in the iCloud account, what is Nephi?
Nephi is the name of an ancient prophet whose life is documented or chronicled in a book of Scripture called the Book of Mormon. And so he is one of that book of Scripture spans from 600 BC to roughly 400 AD, and Nephi is one of the first prophets that is documented in that particular book.
Okay. And the phrase, I will be like Nephi, other than an ancient prophet, was there significance to the investigation that merited review in the use of the word Nephi as applied to Lori Vallow and Alex Cox?
Objection. Calls for speculation. He's already indicated that Nephi is found throughout the Book of Mormon, which is hundreds of pages long.
I'll sustain the objection.
Thank you.
In terms of Lori's use and her own words identifying herself as Nephi, what were the situations involving Nephi that were relevant to the investigations?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
I think there need to be some additional foundation. You're going to go into that term and what it means in the context of these communications.
Okay. So in terms of foundation, are you aware of historical attributes or story significance to the prophet Nephi?
I am.
Okay. What were the historic accounts related to the prophet Nephi?
Okay, objection vague. There are hundreds of stories about Nephi.
That's overruled.
Thank you.
The witness knows, the witness can answer.
The primary one relates to an incident where Nephi was commanded by God to slay an individual named Laban.
Your Honor, I'm going to object as this is speculative.
Overruled.
I'm sorry, you can keep going. You said it was about Nephi was commanded to slay Laban.
Yes.
And what was the rest of that particular historic accounting of the prophet Nephi?
Simply put, Laban was in possession of records that Nephi and his family wanted to possess before they left Jerusalem. And Nephi was commanded by God to slay Laban to obtain those records.
Okay. And so was Laban considered a good guy or a bad guy?
Bad guy.
Again, Your Honor, based on his response to the question, I believe it's irrelevant and that it specifically doesn't have anything to do with the crime that's charged here, and it doesn't even correlate.
Well, there's a reference to the term in the text, and I'll allow a little more on this, but it's getting outside the scope of, I think, what's relevant. Pretty quick here, Ms. Smith.
The defendant herself likened herself to Nephi, correct?
Yes.
And the defendant likened Alex Cox to Nephi, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And if I understand correctly, Nephi was commanded to kill Laban.
That's correct.
I'm going to object as to vague. Nephi was commanded to do lots of things.
Overruled.
And the date that the defendant likens herself to Nephi was July 9th, 2019?
Yes.
She also told Alex he was like Nephi, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And in the text communication from Lori Vallow to Melani Boudreaux, did Lori Vallow indicate on July 10th, 2019, that Alex Cox was with her?
Yes.
Now, defense counsel pointed out, and we're going to chat about this in a minute, I noticed that there's a line number and a date, and then it appears to have a different line number and a different date in your summary. Why didn't you include every text between those two?
If I included every text between the two accounts, we would be at well over 8,000 text messages. And so I chose those texts that I felt were in context and were relevant. But oftentimes there would be 3 or 4 people texting with Lori Vallow at the same time, and some of those texts in between have no relevance whatsoever to this case. Other texts were very redundant. We see the same type of communication over and over and over again. And so I chose those text messages that I believed were relevant to this case and was cautious not to prepare this summary exhibit where I'm taking things out of context.
Okay.
I gotta go close it out before it starts another video. Dang it. Nope, too late. Okay. While that was playing, I was looking up. So I'm sorry if my computer lag tends to do that sometimes whenever I make it work. I put that, I pinned Mad Marsha's comment up because I figured Trace on the case. Trace on the case knows exactly where she lives. In Arizona. And I think the same house that she and Ian were served at, Melani Boudreaux. So let me, I had shared this before here. Well, it's black right now. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. Dismiss. Let me go share. Share. Okay, I had shared this well, it's not showing that though. Okay. The 144,000 by Val Brinkerhoff. Okay, Val Brinkerhoff runs in the same circle. I think he's a millionaire too, so I don't want to say his name too many times. Allegedly, all in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. All those disclaimers that won't get me sued or murdered. Anything. So I had shared this a while back, and this kind of introduces the idea. But yeah, that's what I was saying. Val Brinkerhoff runs in the same circle as like David Warwick, Avraham Gigliotti, who, they run in the same speaking circuit and all that good junk. Actually, this guy has a website. It's called the7witnesses.com, the number 7. And on the landing page or whatever, it says something about outside of the box. And I have a screenshot of Melanie Gibb. She had a website, her username on Facebook, because she commented on Jason Mowell's post way back before any of this transpired, that said standing outside of the box. Okay, so I mean, they all run in the same circles, which is scary. And it says, who are the 144,000? It says, in Scripture we read of the 144,000 special souls in the last days. And so Julie Rowe, I remember her saying, and so I try to take all these things that they say that they don't even know. I don't even know. I just take, because not everything they say is a lie. What is normal for them may not be normal for me. Like finding out that, Jesus, you don't really, when they say that, when Lori said, and even Zalema said that they saw Jesus in the temple, that does not mean to me what it does to them, because they did not actually see Christ. Okay, it's just a saying that makes them look and sound crazy if one of them goes off the rails like they did. I can say it now without saying allegedly, and that would be Lori damn Daybell, because that hooker went off the rails, and my uncle, you know, I could see the frustration. You can see it in his eyes. He's just so, he don't know how to ask for the help because of this, the way that this, how do I say this? This belief system, this religious institution has implemented these kinds of phrases, this kind of vocabulary, this Mormonese, this Mormon speak, this LDS talk. It's different. Their definitions are different. Same thing, you know, but they mean different things. And it gets down to being literal, you know, and that is a problem. Because, you know, you got to figure out what it even means to a Latter-day Saint. Then you have to figure out what it means in the context of a Latter-day Saint. And, you know, just the lingo. It's going to be a Nephi and Laban ending, you know, I'm told. Da-da-da. It's weird. And so that's been a challenge, big time. Because a lot of people don't understand that that's even an issue. They're just like, oh, that bitch said she saw Jesus. And no. You know, I'm not trying to discount if she did, but I'm just saying I don't think she did. It's just a phrase that they use, that I found that they use. And it's for cases like this. That way, in my opinion, that way the church doesn't have to say that they are responsible, you know, because, you know, good luck trying to link it back, you know. It's nuts. And it really sucks, because then they're not being accountable for what they're putting out. And I think that everybody should be accountable. I have to be accountable, and I have to answer to things that I do and or don't do. And so do you. And so what makes them set apart, if you will? You know, what's besides them elevating themselves, you know, like, it's so weird. Anyways, in Scripture we read of the 144,000 special souls in the last days who gather the elect from the four corners of the earth to Zion, New Jerusalem. They are saviors on Mount Zion, or Sion, as Dilemma says it, patterned after the great deliverer, Savior, Jesus Christ, the light and life of the world. Anytime something's quoted like this, and that to me is I mean, you might as well just Google that up, okay? Because it means something different. They have been endowed, okay? That's a second anointing. Or an endowment it can be a second endowment. By him, that means Jesus, because they don't normally capitalize everywhere, okay? I've noticed. Or his servants, okay? I know, you got to pick through all this stuff like a fine-tooth comb. With power, and possess his seal. So, to seal somebody, in my opinion. His name. It is written in their foreheads. Oh, is that the 144,000? Okay. Exactly. All creation, responds to his name. To this name. The powerful name of the Creator, our source of light. So, he has this other paper, Balbringerhoff, that has the 144,000 translated beings, and it has the dark and the light. And that's what I was saying earlier, but didn't finish, about Julie Rowe. She said that there's 144,000 light, and then there's 144,000 dark. Now, I don't know if that's true in Christian world. I have no idea. I just try to make sense of it from Chad and Lori's level, you know? So I don't know if it's correct biblically. I doubt it, you know, but who knows? Everything seems to be twisted and perverted quite a bit from this side. And so it says, so I just happened to see this, but this is what I think happened to, Tylee and JJ. I really do. Judgment. And so I'm skipping. Anyway, Scripture tells us that the 144,000 are sealed as high priests, ordained into the holy order. So that's that whole united order thing, to administer the everlasting gospel. Now, it doesn't say new and everlasting, so I don't know. Anytime I see that, I kind of see it as, I usually see new and everlasting. Sorry. And when I see new and everlasting, or the Ark of the New Covenant, or whatever, that means polygamy, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Anyway, or I'm not saying it right. But anyways, for they are they who are ordained out of every nation, kindred, tongue, and people by the angels, to whom is given power over the nations of the earth, to bring as many as will come to the church of the firstborn. DNC, look, that's what my uncle's murder date, right? 7/11. That was Lori's favorite special number. Anyways, I'm a puncher. Prior to more public later appearances, our Lord will return to earth, coming first to Adam on Diamond, privately, okay? And then Mount Zion, or New Jerusalem in North America. Okay? That's where Audrey comes in. Audrey has all to do with, in my opinion, she works for the church. She did, as a groundskeeper or something, for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I don't trust that girl. She sounds like a damn, and I hate to say that, but it just, no. I don't know. When I see them stand up and actually speak truth, and not lie on people, around people's people being murdered, especially children, then I'll give her the benefit. Until then, she can suck Chad Storm. Right? Oh my God. How many people look at storms differently now? When you say something, you're like, oh. Hopefully it'll go away. They saw the storms coming. It's so gross, right? Anyways, prior to more public later appearances, our Lord will return to earth, coming first to Adam. Oh, I already said all this. All right. So, in North America, even later appearances include those at the Battle of Armageddon in Old Jerusalem, DNC 84-2, and then a final visitation visible to all mankind, a fourth final appearance when he comes in great glory and fiery judgment. I'll read this. Judgment first. Okay. This is where I think they get like these missions, okay, if you will. And you got to look at it perverted, and that's horrible, because I'm sitting here looking at, when I first started out into this, I did not look at it perverted. But because of Chad and Lori, I see nothing but the perversion, and I'm just like, oh God, it's literal. It is literal. And it's scary. Many believe it will be at Adam on Diamond, which is where Audrey was, okay? Yeah. That's where Lori went. Jason had mentioned a long time ago that maybe, Lori went over and brought, I don't know how to say this, a relic, something, a part of Tylee. I don't know. And I don't know. It's so gross. Anyways, poor baby. And later at New Jerusalem, that the 144,000 are sealed unto their last days missions to gather in the elect to the safe haven of Zion. The August 21st, 2017, yes, this has all to do with it. Black sun, total solar eclipse, moving across all of the United States from west to east. And y'all, it goes over the 7 Salems in the United States. I know that. And Chad lived in Salem, okay? So it's so weird. I just try to see it from their perspective. and how they already elevated themselves as gods. So can you imagine? He probably thinks he is the prince or of peace or whatever the hell. Okay. West East is a marker for coming judgment upon this country first. 30 days later at Rosh Hashanah, September 20th, John's Revelation 12 sign appears in the heavens, thought to mark the rising up of the Davidic servant, the Lord's right arm, his special servant, to deliver the righteous, and eventually defeat foreign invaders. The timing of the servant's birth counteracts that of the arrival of the king of Assyria, the Lord's left arm, who attacks America from the north. He provides judgment upon America, modern Babylon, destroying her quickly in an hour, and on the day of the Lord. So, Judgment Day. So, I want to say they call this the real second coming, I guess you could say. Because I found out, I learned that there's 5 different, I don't even know. In Mormonese, there's 5 different, and according to this one source, there's 5 different second comings. And it all makes sense. Shouldn't it be the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th? Anyways. It's just so interesting to follow this movement, though. You know, just to watch it. and it's part of this whole thing, you know? It's so weird. Sometime later, our Lord makes his first major visitation to earth at Adam-on-Diamond. It will be a private meeting where Adam and other patriarchal fathers finalize their stewardships before Christ, and where the servant of Isaiah receives his commission to go out and defeat the king of Assyria, the leader of the last days, beast. The 144,000 are members of the Church of the Firstborn. So you gotta go read this, DNC 7651-60. Their preparation has included receiving the testimony of Jesus, okay, personal witness, see him in the flesh, allegedly. Their redemption at his hands, that's probably the markings, right? The signs and tokens I was talking about, maybe, I don't know. They are thus connected to the true vine. I never noticed this before. And so that kind of is a different phrasing. I've never really seen it in Mormon scripture, you know, or anybody writing on it. Receiving direction, southwest, from him to serve those in need with charity and light. Their service is patterned after he who is light. Seal. The 144,000 are empowered servants of the Lord and have the seal of living God in their foreheads. They, there's that 7711 again. They have been sealed his and will be given the sealing power. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Kind of. It doesn't never make sense. It never makes sense, but in the story, you know, it's, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. The power of God's name. They are righteous, redeemed, so they don't need to, repent anymore, even. Individuals having the Father's name written in their foreheads. With this seal, the 144,000 are protected from the woes and plagues. In my opinion, plagues are Tylee and JJ and Charles and Tammy and Joe and any other dark person. My mom. Plague of the last days as they help gather the elect to Zion. It is an invisible church. David is right. But he wasn't there for that. He should have said what he was there for, and that was to sacrifice those children. In my opinion. Liar. The sealing in the forehead potentially represents their translation and sent status as special servants of the Lord. So this is where the tau cross comes in. This name is often symbolized by a simple mark, the tau cross of Christ. Okay, I was going to explain it, but he probably will do a way better job. Used by angels to differentiate those to be preserved by it. as opposed to those destroyed without it, as in Ezekiel chapter 9. The tau mark is thought to be the 22nd letter of the Hebrew alphabet, T. Okay, so this is where X marks the spot. I know, T and X. Anyways, which is tied to judgment, which is in the shape of the scales of justice and measurement, y'all. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, it starts to make more sense. The equal. This is such a huge deal. That's the vibration thing. Oh my God, I got so much to share. The equal balance between mercy. There we go. There you go. That's the whole vibration, matching up couples. It's matching up bloodlines, okay? John the Revelator, wink wink, was granted an ascent vision experience resulting in the book of Revelation. See chapter 4 and 5. A vision of the Lord's last days judgments upon the earth and his work with the angels and the 144,000 in these very judgments. They also have roles as saviors. Oh gosh. Remember how they said that, oh yeah, how they, in Zelema's testimony, they said something about there's a Satan and I don't know. Jesus, I don't know if it was Jesus Christ or what, or God for each, I don't know, creation. That's what I'm saying. On Mount Zion. See, I think these are names that they maybe have in their temple of rooms, you know. I don't know. As well, John's 3-part last days mission may be that of the Lord's last days Davidic servant. I think they are the Davidic servant in this story. I don't know if that means, I don't know. As addressed in D&C 77:9 and 14, there we read that he prepares the way before the Lord as his Elias. He also gathers the remnant among the 12 tribes and restores all things. He and the 144,000 are told to, oh my gosh, okay, awake and arise into their latter-day missions in the book of Isaiah in 52:1, whatever, the 144,000. The books of Revelation and Isaiah are written to them as the Lord's servants. The 144,000 receive a special ordination or sealing. Oh my God, under the hands of angels. That makes me think of JJ. Perhaps the 5 angels mentioned. Interesting. This mentioned in D&C 77:8 or 8 through 9. This ordination occurs before the angel from the east, John Revelation 7:2, and 4 other angels with him begin their saving and destroying. There you go. We know which side they're on. Okay, that's Chad and Lloyd right there. These judgments, that's these murders, in my opinion, if I had to label it, are poured out on these damn victims. In chapter 8 of John's Revelation, where we read of our woes that eliminate 1/3 on all food, water, and light. This encourages the more humble to repent and return to God. Later in Revelation chapter 9, these 5 powerful angels of light unleash 3 more woes. For a total of 7 woes. This includes This includes dark spirits that torment the wicked men for 5 months. What the hell? That have the mark of the beast on them. Later, 4 dark, powerful angels from the bottomless pit are unleashed. Yeah, well, we know where they're at. They go get them. They kill one. That's scary. Oh my gosh, just all my stuff ends up highlighted. I'm like, well, it's easier to see all the stuff that's not. They kill 1/3 of all men on the earth. Total judgment or cleansing of all living things then occurs later in chapter 16 when the 5 angels pour out 7 great plagues on the earth. Why the number 144,000? Governance. Throughout Scripture and our world, the number 12 has ties to governance. Our body is governed by 12 systems. Oh gosh, I'm not going to say it right. The endocrine system, the reproductive system. By the way, I was reading some stuff that Donna had sent, and it has to do with, I think it was there, ritual murder, and it talked about just different abuse, and how this goes back to Tylee and how she was murdered, and it's more likely that a female did that to another female and just attacked her reproductive system. Like, she's angry. If it were Lori, I know it, you know what I mean, hands-on is what I'm saying, and that makes a lot of sense as to how Tylee was murdered. Bothers me. The nervous system, etc. Whereas the number 10, or a multiple of it in 1,000, this is the vibrations of it, yep, is tied to perfection. I remember Julie Rose saying, I'm not translated yet. And I remember this. Okay, the number 144,000 comes from multiplying, 12, this is Melanie Gibb and David Warwick, 12 times 12 is 144. Anyways, 12 by 12 by 1,000. Numbers tied to a governance of all things by God's light. Though many believe 144,000 is a symbolic number rather than a literal one, representing those who administer or govern the Lord's kingdom in the last days under His direction, it is clear that it is a very literal number when it comes to the physics of light. As it a number tied to the speed of light, harmonic. Researcher Bruce Cathy, who has spoke at these events, the fundamental harmonic of light in free space and in geometric terms being an angular velocity of 144,000 minutes of arc per grid second, is talking too fancy for me, is 97,200 gird, loins? Just kidding. Seconds to one revolution of the Earth. So, okay. Hold on. So that's one eternal round, maybe? I don't know. I'm just taking other phrases. That's what I do. He added that a total of 144,000 arc minutes converts to 162,000 nautical miles in real time per second, or 186,000 standard miles per second. Bruce Cathy, bridge to infinity and beyond. No, I'm kidding. Section 88, I'm going to read just a couple more. Section 88 of the Doctrine and Covenants informs us that God, as the great governor of His creation, is light. He ascended, He went up on high, as also He descended below all things, in that He comprehended all things, that He might be in all, He made everything. Anyways, all and through all things the light of truth, which truth shineth. This is the light of Christ. Also, as also He is in the Son. Okay, no, He's not the Son's brother. Okay. This is, okay, hold on. And the power thereof by which it was made. And as also He is in the moon, and is the light of the moon, and the power thereof by which it was made. Also, oh my God, I'm not doing that. It's just nothing but a tongue twister. Oh, this is important. Who is the midst of all things. That's in that paperwork I was showing y'all earlier. The midst. I don't know, it's just a pattern. Means something. Token of God's eternal covenant. As the source of light, the Father resides as the chiastic center of a colorful 360-degree rainbow. This is His token, seen by many upon His throne, in the midst of all things. Our Savior is the mediator. That's another one. That's in that other thing. that chart, or whatever, that stuff I showed you earlier, of the new covenant. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah, there it is. And the new and everlasting covenant. This is polygamy, in my opinion. If I had to label it. Its visual token is the majestic rainbow. As the representative of the Father, he too is seen surrounded by a colorful, aura? Luminous rainbow in the book of Revelation. And this they call adornment instead of atonement. As the Father of our salvation through the atonement and the resurrection and the firstborn representative of the Father, he appeared unto John with this visual token around him. And then I'll stop here. Let's see. The new and everlasting covenant has ties to our covenant relationship or marriage to Christ, the bridegroom. This marriage is that great sealing ordinance in association with the testimony of Jesus. Here we go. You know, that admits one into the church of ye firstborn. His name is then put upon us, born in our foreheads, because of unfaithfulness to bridegroom in the last days. Joseph Smith, oh my God, said the heavenly rainbow will be removed. It will be gone. He's taken it away. Just before the return of Christ, perhaps in connection with the drought, famine, etc., when God's protective covering, his shield, tied to this everlasting covenant, is removed on the unfaithful. Zombies? Anybody? So let me grab this and I'll put it in the chat if y'all want to go check it out on your own. Oh God, that's long. Anyways, I don't know. It's just so much to it. There's so much to this. It's not just. It's nobody can tell me that it's just Chad being dumb. And then, you know, I heard Melanie Gibb, teeny weeny, take the blue pill, right? I mean, it would make sense if we were talking about, you know, I was like, they gotta be on drugs. Unless you're talking about some other blue pill. I probably came in at the wrong time. I've got to fix this. He needs the blue pills now, Beach Bum says. Oh my God, I'll send him a whole lifetime supply. Gross. No, I won't. Yeah, they give them saltpeter, don't they? That's so gross. Can you, being either a man or a woman, I can't imagine that coming, and I didn't say that right, that approaching me. I can't get out of it. I'm in the weeds. I need out. Oh, that blue pill. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. Ew. I don't know. Yeah, Melanie Gibb. Oh. If they did drugs, it would make sense. Because they are nonsensical. They are out their box. Not all kinds of boxes, obviously. Yeah. I can't erase that image. And oh my God, and the James and Elena story, and I tried to steer clear of that thing because it's so uncomfortable. It's gross. Because your beautiful uncle, you know, was right there, and that was, and she, even her attorney said it. You know, here's Chad and here's Charles. Chad, really? You know. Right, Janet? Yes. Oh, hey Mark. Chad's victim selection was very specific to a helpless female, as shown in his Scud novels. Yes. And I don't know where I got this, so don't quote me. Don't, you know. I don't usually repeat stuff unless I saw it somewhere. He was messing with another chick allegedly in Arizona, right? And her name was Natalie. That's all I know. And then, like, hearsay. This is hearsay. But the husband threatened Chad, and then Lori happened, you know. So I wonder, this Natalie chick, you know. I wouldn't want to come forward either. The braids. Oh, I know. I was like, oh my God, I literally just saw her or when did they do the guilty 6 times. I was like, and I don't mean this no offense, but she went from, you know, just Lori in the courtroom, you know, to, I was like, oh my God, she went butch real quick. That's what it looked like with her braids. Just saying. Don't mean that. And, you know what I mean. And so, yeah, so this reminds me of, you know, something Melanie Gibbs said, and she said that, I forget who was questioning her, probably the defense, but she was like, I forget the question, but Melanie Gibbs said something like, no, I mean, I don't know if Lori read all his books or connected with Chad all on his books, and I'm just like, right. And then Melanie also says that she said she was married to Moroni before Chad, and I'm like, bullshit, you're lying. So you don't know. I mean, I don't know what to believe. I cherry pick just like they lay it out. And if it's something that they're not trying to sell me or somebody else, because they can't accept it themselves, you know, then I'm like, okay, there's some truth to what they're saying, but which part of it? None of it makes sense. None of them know, I don't think. It's like they had to be told it was wrong, even. And then they act like they're persecuted. Look at Melani Boudreaux. Or PAWLOWSKI. Doesn't she seem like she's like, oh, I can just picture her. Being at the courthouse, you know, like, I'm just not gonna, you know, roll on my Aunt Lori, you know. I can picture that, and I can picture doing a freaking hissy fit, you know. But I mean, here they were, both of Lori and Melanie, all the last names too. Oh my God, I because it's so, it pisses me off. I know it does y'all too. The kid drew 3 crosses on the wall, so, you know, a map for what? Satan? To come from what? The folded safe you put him in the Antarctica? I can never say it. Antarctica? The folded Satan taco? He's gonna come track you down? It's so... God. How did we get here? Is what I ask myself a lot. Not why, just how. How did we end up here? Right? I don't get it. I don't think that Melanie PAWLOWSKI should have been looking into Brandon Boudreaux, his testimony. What they said was over a child custody thing still. If she has, in my opinion, if she has any access to her children, we are failing. We are failing as society, as everything. We are failing these children bad. I mean, how many of y'all were livid when you heard that? You know? It doesn't make sense at all. I was looking for my Satan taco thing, but it's just not uploaded in here. I had that on something else. Still have this though. There you go. Anyways, no disrespect. Just sometimes, you know? Come on. Oh man. Anyways, I don't know. But so when y'all listened to the clip earlier, what did you get out of, you know, it's 13 minutes. I did finally upload that edited version. I kind of edited it down, and I put those videos back in of Melani Boudreaux goofing around, home movies or whatever. And I think the one of Adam and Alex is doing his stupid voices or whatever. I should send what to Lori and Chad. Oh, the Satan Taco. Right. Oh my god! And so now I loved what KJ did, and how she how she did a thing, and everybody who wanted to participate, she read out their victim impact statement. And I just thought that, I mean, I cried, and, you know, it was so sweet. It was bittersweet. Because you guys have been here. You guys, and that's where I don't think that we get to define what makes a loss to us. You know, what if it's a plant that you watered every day and cared for every day, and then it dies? It's a loss. Your pet, whether 2 minutes or 2 millennia or whatever, it's a loss. Anything that you do in your daily ritual, you know, nobody gets to tell you. I don't think nobody gets to define what qualifies as a loss to us, you know. So just because they, you know, you're not blood related or whatever, you still have been through all this with us, with me. And I think that everybody gets to grieve, you know. Because KJ kept saying, well, I'm not a victim, I'm not. But you know what? Yes, you are. By association or whatever. It's a loss to this world. Who quit recording? Oh, Ian, probably. Oh, right. I agree with you, Olive. I like your name too. In prison, she might only get a cheap comb. Right. It's stupid things like that make me laugh. Just know they're appreciated here. Squeaky Will says the state of Arizona may be waiting to see if Chad takes a plea deal. I think so too. I just couldn't word it as good as you. To charging Melani P. If Chad makes a deal to come clean and tell all, he alone could sink Melani P on the Brandon. That is brilliant. I think that's where I was thinking. I just didn't have the time. I haven't. Yeah, you did it. You put it into words. Oh man, that's what I think too, because I was like, how are they not charging Chad and Charles's, right? I mean, I'm just like, he deemed them dark. That's he Charlie Manson completely. So, but yeah, when that came out, I was like, you know, about Chad not being charged, I was like, that sucks. I was pissed. But then I was like, wait, I don't know the grand scope. I don't know the bigger picture. Lord knows I get bogged down in the weeds all the time, every day. I'm bogged down right now. I'm just saying. And then I watched a thing on Court TV. It was from either the last day or last couple days, and you know they were saying, you know, save the resources, and I mean it does make sense in a way, business aspect, and then you put on, you know, the victims aspect of the victims. The victims deserve justice, every one of them. However, you know, on Court TV, it was a couple of the think tank or whatever, and they said, just, you know, use those instead of piling on even more life sentences, basically, you know, to work on other cases that will never, you know, that need attention. Yeah. Now, what do y'all think about the newer one? Rachel, I think is her name. I was like, uh-oh, she's... I wonder where that... Let me Google that real quick. Maricopa County. I don't even know what she is. What is she? Prosecutor? I'm gonna have to go read because I don't know what to put in. Is it the Attorney General or... Yeah, that was crazy. Alistair Adair. Yeah. I was like, oh crap, we are screwed. I'm gonna just do Brandon Boudreaux case. I don't know. Let's see what we can conjure up here. Pun intended. Alright, let me hide myself too. And then after this we'll go of course I went in a new window. Of course. Where'd it go? I'm not leaving. I can't even see the damn thing. Oh my god, it's being slow. Okay. Let me back that out. Where'd the damn story go? First off. Oh my gosh. I hate ads. Hate them. Oh hell. See? This is what I do. I sabotage myself quite a great deal. Allow, damn. Yeah, you have my damn permission. Shoot. Okay. Let me make sure I'm in. Y'all can see it. Make sure. Come on. Oh my god, my computer's not responding. Okay. All that just to see. Yeah, that's so sad. Yeah, she sure did. She hauled ass. Hauled ace. Alright, let me go over here. I don't even know what this is.
Hey folks, Jeremy Stein here, and we're having our Memorial Day tax-free...
Holy cow, that was loud. It reminds me of those plat buckets at Tylee. Those green buckets. See, we have Stein here, and I always think about the green melted bucket. It's gonna be loud.
Daybell awaits sentencing in Idaho. Prosecutors back here in Arizona are working on plans to extradite her to Maricopa County, where she faces 2 more counts of conspiracy to commit murder.
Just a week ago, a jury in Boise convicted the so-called doomsday cult mom of killing her kids, Tylee and JJ, and conspiring to kill her new husband's first wife. Team 12's Erica Stapleton is here now with more on what we know about the charges here in Arizona.
We knew that Lori Vallow Daybell was facing a charge out of Chandler in the death of her former husband, Charles Vallow. But now that a new indictment's been unsealed, we can confirm she's facing another conspiracy to commit murder charge for allegedly trying to kill her niece's ex-husband out of Gilbert, who, unlike other victims, is still alive.
911, where's your emergency?
Someone just shot my window.
A drive-by shooting in a Gilbert neighborhood in October 2019.
They just drove off. I saw them drive off.
Brandon Boudreaux calling 911 after a bullet shattered the driver's side window as he was about to pull into his driveway.
Heard a bang. My window shattered.
At the time, investigators didn't know that this shooting would ultimately lead them to Lori Vallow Daybell, her husband Chad, and brother Alex Cox.
And it's just horrifying to think that they had this belief that they could just kill people.
Private investigator Rich Robertson was first hired to investigate by Brandon Boudreaux. He followed the case as it revealed a string of deaths from Arizona to Idaho. Just last week, a jury convicted Lori Vallow Daybell in the murders of her 2 kids, Tylee and JJ, who investigators believe were killed in September 2019. She was also convicted for conspiring to kill her latest husband, Chad Daybell's first wife, Tammy, in October 2019. After Lori is sentenced in Idaho, where she faces life in prison, prosecutors hope to extradite her back to Arizona to face 2 conspiracy charges. One in the death of her former husband, Charles Vallow, after her brother shot him dead at their Chandler home in July 2019. The second in that October 2019 shooting at Brandon Boudreaux.
The belief is that Lori's brother, Alex, was the trigger man.
In 2019, Brandon Boudreaux was going through a divorce with Lori and Alex's niece, Melani. Court documents from the matter gave the first glimpse into the dark religious beliefs tied to Lori, Alex, Chad, and others in their tight circle, like bodies being taken over by zombies. Brandon declined to talk with 12 News for this story, but he did testify in Lori's murder trial in Idaho, talking about the attempt on his life and Lori's darkening beliefs.
It just kind of got more bizarre.
Other filings indicate that Lori's niece Melanie thought it was possible Lori and Chad could have directed Alex to shoot at Brandon. Melanie is not charged in any case.
It really goes to conspiracy cases now. How did somebody like Lori get Alex to do those crimes?
Alex Cox died at his home in Gilbert in December 2019, before any charges were filed in any of these cases. Chad is facing his own murder trial in Idaho in the deaths of Tylee, JJ, and Tammy, likely sometime next year. Gilbert police submitted Chad for charges in the attempted shooting of Brandon Boudreaux, but MCAO declined to prosecute, only bringing the case against Lori.
Lori Vallow Daybell's sentencing has not yet been scheduled, but the judge anticipates it should be sometime later this summer. County Attorney Rachel Mitchell says it should be a few months after that she'll be extradited back to Arizona.
I don't want her to be, because she doesn't like cold weather. That's the only whatever. Stop sharing. Yeah. Well, I haven't seen that story, so there's that. And let's see. I wonder if oh yeah, I can share it, I think. I don't know. I'll share it. Just don't be editing because it says edit. The link to the first thing that I showed you guys. Let me make sure. Yeah. We can. Good God, it's long. So I'll copy that link and throw it in the chat too. Paste. Welcome to my Canva. So you can access those documents that I shared, and okay, I can't think. Here. I can close this one. I'm so glad y'all are so patient and understanding, and I appreciate that. So where's my stuff? Difficult research. What? Manage videos. I don't know. I just need to get to my videos. I need to seriously organize them. Okay. Now. Whoa. Wow. Pause. Okay, now let me go share it. One day they'll have it all integrated into StreamYard and we'll have to do this. Going back and forth stuff. Uh-oh, it's playing.
Look, this is the first time I've ever gone Facebook Live. This is my first ever Facebook Live. Okay?
You can do it on the Lucas fan page too.
Okay, you can do it on the Lucas fan page. This is on my personal. So, we're going Facebook Live. My brother Alex is in this.
Oh my God, okay. I didn't know why it was playing there, and it opened up in a different window. So there's that. So let's go here, share this tab instead, and let's push play.
Look, this is the first time I've ever gone Facebook Live. This is my first ever Facebook Live. Okay?
You can do it on the Lucas fan page too.
Okay, you can do it on the Lucas fan page. This is on my personal. So, we're going Facebook Live. My brother Alex is in the studio. And a lot of people think that in our family, because I've done a morning show all over the country that I'm the talented one in the family. But the truth be told, my brother Alex is the talented one in our family. And you're about to hear why. Okay, are you ready? So I told you he's all about cartoons, TVs, and movies. I'm just gonna rattle off something, random things, and you're gonna hear the impression and then the actual lines from the movie. Are you ready?
Okay.
Alex, are you ready? I think so. All right, let me face this over to Al. All right, give me Bugs Bunny and Little Red Riding Hood from Saturday morning cartoons.
Da! 5 o'clock whistles on the blink and my papa's at work so waiting. He's still in the factory cause he doesn't know what time it is to be.
And then...
what's in the basket, gorgeous? I'm taking this bunny rabbit for my grandma. Ta-ha, see? It's got a nice pair of stems for a rabbit. Yeah, it's got a cute face too, see?
I love it. Okay, now we're gonna switch gears. Go from that to Droopy the dog. Listen, watch this.
Mr. Dragon, do you know what? I'm gonna slay you.
Love it. Now, what about Sylvester the cat? Remember the Sylvester the cat from Saturday morning?
Oh, Father. Oh, the shame of it all. How can I ever show my face again? Now, wait a minute, son.
It just cracks me up to watch him do like cartoons. A grown man that does a lot of cartoons. All right, what about Shaggy and Scooby?
Why, hey, Scoob Man, was that ghost scary? Yeah, scary.
That's great. Okay, what about movies, like cartoon movies, like Aladdin? Give me something from Aladdin, the movie.
Calm yourself, Iago. The obviously gazing was less than worthy.
Oh, there's a big surprise. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise. What are we gonna do? We got a big problem here.
Whoa.
And we must find this one, this diamond in the rough.
So he knows like all the words, like he knows the lines. It's not that he does these great impressions. He knows the lines for the movie. Dude, I've never seen Beauty and the Beast, but Kareth, you've seen it.
Favorite.
Okay, so Kareth knows Beauty and the Beast. Give us something from Beauty and the Beast.
Wow, Gaston, you're the greatest hunter in the whole world. No beast alive stands a chance against you. No girl, for that matter.
It's true, LeFou, and I've got my sights set on that one.
The inventor's daughter? Yeah, but she's
The most beautiful girl in town, and that makes her the best. Don't I deserve the best?
Yeah, but
Can you say, stay out of the West Wing? Do you do that one?
Oh, sure. There's a stranger here. What are you doing here?
please, I meant no harm. I lost my horse.
What the heck are you guys doing? I don't know that movie. All right, last one. So now we're in the movie thing. This is the last thing. So I got 3 movies that I want you to do. First, do Mrs. Doubtfire, because you do a great Mrs. Doubtfire. Ready?
Oh, dear, I saw the whole thing. It was run by Fruiting, the terrorists. They were in that... Wait.
What's gonna work? Teamwork. What's gonna work? Teamwork. We're on our way. Save the baby pigeons, save the rest of the day. We're not too big and we're not too tough, but when we work together, we got the right stuff. Go Wonderballs! Yay!
So this had showed up on a channel that I don't know who it is, because they said the name of the channel was Lori Daybell, straight up, and it had Hector Sosa, it had David Warwick, it had Sean Littlebear, all of them talking. It had the Jesus, I call it the Jesus soft porn, basically, because it's Melanie Gibb, Chad Daybell, and Lori talking about Jesus, okay, and it's so gross. When they're talking in those little baby voices. Well, anyways, so I was like, oh my God, who is this person that's running this channel, right? Like, oh my God, you know how trolls come out. So I was freaked out, and so I started I screen recorded everything, of course. That was my first instinct, because you know it will be gone. Everything will be scrubbing, bubbles will come out. So I screen recorded a lot of things, and then I was like, oh my God, I don't want to publish any of it because it's not mine, you know. And then, but then you see other channels doing it, and you're like, well, what the, you know, if anybody's going to exploit these mother crackers, it's going to be me. Yeah, I know that's not right, but it just, I feel a certain way about it, you know. And anyways, so there was this video on there, on that channel, and you know, everything that I have in here was on that channel, but they also had some of my private, you know, ones of the JJ the bus video. That's mine, you know. That was on there. My brother and Mandy, when JJ was a baby, you know, that one's on there. Or it was. I don't know where that channel went. So I credited that channel. You know, I'd say, you know, source, and I'd cite it, and I'd put @Lori Daybell. Well, they sent me an email. Okay, this is where it's just not fun being on this side of crime, because people know who you are, and you don't know who they are. You don't know what their intentions are. You don't know why they're doing what they're doing. Are they doing it to, you know, expose? Are they doing it to guide traffic there to, you know, to wherever? What's their end game? So they sent me an email, and they said something like, a little birdie told me that Kay wanted to learn more about fringe beliefs, and I was like, my mom, I'm thinking to myself, like, my mom has no interest in the fringe, you know, like, so, and it was just creepy, so very creepy. Still don't know who this person was. So I, you know, had to work it out within myself and just say, okay, am I being right? Am I being wrong? You know, if I share it, if I don't share it, how do I share this? Because mine's for exposure. I've said it time and time again, you know, that I haven't said it in a while. I said I'm going to dismember this cult like they did Tylee. And I don't mean it literal, just saying, dismembering the cult. It just needs to be dismantled, you know. But anyway, so yeah, all these videos and stuff were on that. Yeah, so that's where it came from. I know it's gross. I know it is. But I don't understand these people. I don't understand these. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I didn't recognize Lori, you know. She's not there anymore. Oh, my other article came out in the Sun a day ago. I was like, oh my God. I happened to see that on accident. It was scary. I was like, oh God, please don't let there be another video. And there wasn't, thank God. But anyway, so yeah, I shared that in that article from the Sun. But anyways, I'm going to finish playing it. But it goes into that that recording I shared, the 13 minutes or whatever. And then I went into the story. My video finally uploaded, right? So...
Judy, I just want you to know it's real hard without you, and I miss you all the time, and you're not ever here in my arms with me. I miss spooning with you when we get naked and get physical with each other and buy each other new panties. I miss all that, and you're not here to do that anymore, and it's real hard on me. It's real hard. I just cry myself to sleep all the time, so just want to sing a little song for you, just so you know my affection for you. I wanna know what love is. Bum, 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 bum. Want you to show me. I wanna know what love is. Need you to show me. I miss you so much, baby. One more thing for you.
Text communication, July 9th, 2019.
Describing someone shooting at him in October of 2019. Now prosecutors in Arizona say Lori's brother fired the shot and she was part of the plan to kill him.
My kids have been held out of state.
You were also criminally trespassed over the phone by me.
But what about Lori's niece, Melani Boudreaux PAWLOWSKI, Brandon's ex-wife? Could she be charged? Thanks for joining us here on Law and Crime. I'm Anjanette Levy. A reporter in Arizona, Justin Lum, is reporting that a Maricopa County grand jury indicted Lori Vallow Daybell in February of 2022 on one count of conspiracy to commit the first-degree murder of Brandon Boudreaux. But that indictment is sealed. Vallow Daybell was already facing...
So it really does make sense what Squeaky Will said, you know, earlier, the comment that they made about... you know, the reason for not putting Chad in it is just to see if he'll turn and then put it all on Melani. I don't know. It just seems to make sense, and it's hard to make sense of it because it is so elaborate, and there's so much information, and sometimes too much it throws me off, you know. I'm like, oh my god, because I make a mess of things by myself. But I don't know, it just makes sense in a way. With murder, eye roll.
Facing a conspiracy charge in Arizona for the murder of her estranged husband, Charles Vallow, in July of 2019. Nearly 3 months after Charles's murder, in October, body camera video captured Brandon Boudreaux telling Gilbert police officers that someone fired at him as he was pulling up to his home.
I noticed a green Jeep Wrangler.
Okay.
It's like a pukey green color. Had a Texas plate. I just moved in.
So I do think this is the same lady cop, that met my uncle when he was at the hotel. It was during the day, not the nighttime one, but during the day, body cam. And it really sounds like her, you know. Anyways, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking.
Like a week ago, so I
Okay.
thought maybe it was just my neighbor.
Okay.
So as I was kind of pulling in, they lifted their back window.
Okay.
I saw a muzzle. They shot.
Are we talking a real gun,
I don't-
BB gun?
It's got to be like a BB gun or an airsoft.
Okay,
It was
so
loud.
they shot, then what happened?
It hit my window, and instead of turning in, it scared me really bad.
Okay.
I thought, I'm getting shot at, so I drove straight. So I
Okay.
drove straight really fast.
Okay.
Pulled around the corner, got my phone out, called 911.
The indictment charging Lori with conspiracy says that Alex Cox was the shooter. Brandon Boudreaux was in the middle of divorcing Lori's niece, Melani Boudreaux PAWLOWSKI, at the time. Brandon and Melani have 4 children together. The following month, on November 15th, 2019, Melani appeared at the home of Brandon's parents in Salt Lake City.
American Fork, actually. And so I need to go back and pull these things together, about whenever the text exchange that the FBI agent read out, Doug Hart, about, Melanie Boudreaux's kids being dark, and then, Chad and Lori are relaying between each other, and he's turning the pain levels up, and oh my god, yeah, the further you get into that research about the ritual stuff, that's in there, the whole pain stuff. and turning things up, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's something far more dark and far more sinister, that's for sure. Holy cow. It's bad. Anyways, I'm trying to talk in between so I don't get, flagged.
Kids have been held out of state. You were also criminally trespassed over the phone by me. You were
I asked
warned.
an officer to come here last night to do a check-in because I'm worried they're in danger.
But you came over here after being told that you were criminally trespassed.
But I have an agreement saying that.
From this residence, correct?
But my order said.
But she don't give a shit because she doesn't care. She is above the law. She's exalted. Oh my God, these people. It's that arrogance. That's disturbing. Ugh. And especially Alex being right there, all creeper style. Gross. Can you imagine? Ugh.
It's my time with my kids. They're supposed to be in Arizona. My husband's kept them out of
trespassed from this location.
But she lives in Idaho. Okay? Because that's November 15th, 2019. She moved officially, I want to say, the 28th of October, 31st. We'll say, but I think Rich Robertson put the tracking device on the U-Haul on the 31st of October, which was actually Melani and Brandon Boudreaux's wedding anniversary. Or their sealing date. I don't know if it's different from their I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Melani made a curious request during her interaction with police.
Do you have a victim's advocate I can speak to in the police department, please?
The language that Melani used, asking for a victim's advocate, was eerily similar to an interaction that her aunt, Lori Vallow had with police following the fatal shooting of Charles by Alex Cox just 4 months earlier.
So this is Denise.
Hi. Hi. Sorry. That's funny.
So she's gonna take you over to like a conference room so you guys can sit and talk and stuff.
Fast forward to that night in November of 2019, Melani was not alone.
What's up, Alex? Yeah. You have your ID on you, man? Yeah. Let me get that from you real quick.
Can I open the door? I just gotta.
Yeah, if you need to.
In my back pocket.
Just keep your hands out where we can see them, all right? You're good.
That was Alex Cox with his niece that night. Given the allegations now that Alex tried to shoot and kill Brandon Boudreaux, this video looks a lot different. Police took Melani into custody that night, adding a domestic violence enhancement to the charge.
All right, Melani. Today you're going to be receiving a citation for criminal trespass.
Melani was later convicted of that charge and sentenced to probation. Law and Crime's Gigi McKelvey, who hosts the Pretty Lies and Alibis podcast, says Melani and Brandon's children were discussed during testimony at Lori's Idaho murder trial. They were referred to as dark, meaning they were possessed by zombies or evil spirits.
If I was Brandon, I would haul ass and I would hide in a cavity of a rock. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, that's bad. This is so bad. It's been bad. I just haven't been able to focus on it, Ugh. So complex. Speaking of complex, we got the God complex. These people.
People who were dark in Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell's orbit typically ended up dead.
We learned during the trial that 3 of her children were dark, so thank goodness she didn't get her hands on her kids. But it's interesting because we know Melani PAWLOWSKI did not testify at this hearing. She was there in the courtroom for several, or not in the courtroom, but she was in the courthouse for several days and never went on the stand. So my theory, honestly, is that maybe they didn't call her because she's going to face charges in Arizona for Brandon, and maybe the prosecution just felt like that needed to be its own thing. They got their guilty verdict. So at the end of the day, her testimony really wasn't needed. So I think that the both of them could be in hot water in Arizona, but it did include that date for Lori specifically. So it looks like maybe they have some sort of digital evidence that she was in on that conspiracy.
I've reached out to the attorneys for Melani Boudreaux PAWLOWSKI to ask them about why she was not called to testify at the trial and whether or not it's possible she could be charged in the attempt on Brandon's life. So far, they have not responded.
Shocker. I mean, even if they did, even if she would have testified, it would not have been the truth. She would have been a hostile witness, I do believe. She moved away from her kids how many hours? Yeah. A whole north-south, you know. I mean, and they were just beating that whole Mormidor. Oh, God. I mean, Alex was a truck driver. Melanie was she's a stay-at-home mom. Too much time on her damn hands. All these women, in my opinion. You know? I don't know. It's a systematic thing. Uh-oh, I froze. Anyways, okay. I guess I'll go. My computer's freezing. No. No, they don't. Yeah. They would not know the truth if it hit them in the head. They would deny it. They do. It's so gross to watch and to know that these people they just need to be held accountable. Whether that's picking trash up on the side of the damn highway, I will go video. We'll stream it live. Just something. Something. Do you notice that Christina, Serena, all the witches, none of them, they hid their names this time. Zalima, I think Melanie Gibbs said them one time, but Jackie Clement's not in there. Audrey, I really do believe that she made that shit up. Because Lori used her and Melanie Pawlowski as her alibi. Why? I said this, you know, for sure to Jason. Whenever that happened, I was like, she's got something on them. You know? I really do believe that. I don't know how to explain it, but the way I, you know, the vibes, so to speak, that I get off of the text I've read from the FOIA docs, the communications, you know, the timing of it all, and then the fact that Audrey did not bring that up before in the grand jury testimonies. I call bullshit. She sounds like she needs to go and get a job at Days of Our Lives instead of Daybell of Our Lives, right? Daybell of Our Death. I don't know. It's just, it's creepy. And she worked for the church. I feel like she was like a coordinator. If I could, you know, put her position in this, she seemed more like a coordinator. And she said she works remotely. I'm like, I bet you do. Bet she's doing it now. Everybody. Well, I need some holy water. Yeah. Thank you, Maxine. It does need to end. I don't think I'll be just another drop in the bucket. You guys too, you know, but hey, awareness is that's just accepting the reality of it. That this goes on. Ritual stuff. It's if you think of it at just the base level, it's not far out of, it's not far. I mean, hello, right here. But then you take everything into I don't know. You take everything into consideration. How Tylee was found, how JJ, the dates, the way these people acted around certain things, these words, I Tinder. Oh my God, where's that at? Where did I find that? I gotta remember, because it always bothered me that David Warwick's, the way he said Tinder, a tender moment. I don't remember where I put it, or yeah, I don't remember. But it means the evil one. To a woman that eats her children is what it said. I was like, what the? I don't even know where I saw that at. Where did I see that? I gotta find it now. When we get off of here, because it's gonna bother me. I was like, oh my God. So, and then like Melani Gibb saying received. I mean, I'm from the South. I don't know if that's how Melani Gibb if that's just how Melani Gibb talks, or if that's a cultural thing, or if it's a North-South thing. I don't know. Keep sweet. Yes, that. Yeah, received. It's not cool. The tender moment, yeah. That was the preliminary hearing. I was like, It's just because, I mean, they're indoctrinated. Okay. Not in the cult of Chad, in the bigger one. So, and yeah, I mean, it's I can point it out if you know, I could be just private with y'all, you know, and just be myself and not have to worry about washing my mouth so much, you know. I could just come right out and say what I think it is, but I have to go and beat the bush, and I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. And it's been hard to communicate. Alex carrying JJ through in an apparent passed out sleepy moment was more for Lori than for Warwick. Time to tape him up and get this done tonight. Yeah, but I don't really think that happened. I really don't think that happened. It's too fabricated. It's too, when he goes, especially David, when he goes into explanation mode, it's detailed. Very detailed. Oh, just like a robot. About the cabinetry, you know, and I mean, it's detailed verbatim, you know. But everything else, Melani Gibb, her song is I Can't Recall One Time in Her Life, right? She can't. And she contradicts herself in the same sentence often. Me and Jason, we laugh because we're just like, she's like, I don't know, it was maybe a Saturday. It could have been a Sunday. Yeah, maybe it was Saturday night. I don't know. I don't recall. Where did they mutilate Tylee? Right there in the field in the open. I say, I'm right there with you. Or, I really hate that I have this thought. I wish I could not have this thought. It would include a lot of people. And I can't help but, I mean, where my mind, what I picture is in a temple of sorts. I don't know, because it's protected, and I don't know. It, to me, you know, like Tammy's body being moved. What if you know how there's the ceiling talk? I'm waiting on Charissa to, you know, finish sealing whatever. Well, who the hell is Charissa? And where is she at? Okay. Where are you going to seal people? And that Lori can't find you, Alex. Is it an invisible temple? You know, 2.6 miles ish. You know? Just saying. Yeah. I don't know. That's what bothers me the most, Marcia. Oh no, I mean, just people, even myself, like just trying to get comfortable about this even occurring in the world that I live in. Okay, I was like, oh, okay. I remember just, you know, briefing by it, because I was checking into everything. I was just like, okay, could it be this? Could it be that? You know, just trying to figure this out. And that's when I realized, you know, I was like, oh my God, that exists in my world. ritual murder. And then Tylee was found and JJ were found in the condition that they were found in. And then it said it on the indictment. And then I was like, oh, there's no denying the elephant in the room. How come this is so far-fetched? It's hard. It is hard, though. I'm saying it in the same breath as I'm saying it is hard. Zero. He has a child with Down syndrome. I don't know where the autism came in. He might have just added that. They do that. These people that they run in the same circle with. Hi, Justice for JJ, Vallow, Tylee, Ryan, Charles Vallow. That's so sweet. What if it is? What if this was meant to open eyes? Which I really do believe that's what this has done for me. I don't know, because they don't share it all. Because it's a conspiracy, and that's all they have to prove is a conspiracy. That's how we're not getting the details. More details, in my opinion. There were neighbors. Who was there? Who wears robes and hoods? It's the stuff, it's like, it's so hard to even fathom. But then again, if I turn and look at the other direction and act like I didn't act like it's not going on in my world, then I'm not doing the victims any justice by silencing them and saying, no. Everything else in this story is crazy. Well, did it end there? Y'all really think? I don't. I don't think so. I think it keeps on trucking. All the way up. All the way up. Yeah, she's not Lee here. Leho saw her as next meal ticket. Why do people like her breed so much? I don't know. Easy, I guess. And the rest of the mob couldn't tell the truth that they wanted to. No, they cannot. I concur. Yeah. It just, yeah. They knew both these kids were in danger. They even knew, I'm telling you, I feel like Audrey saying, I asked for Tylee. I doubt it. Because anyways, in my opinion, she needs to be part of the conspiracy. I do follow my gut, Maxine, and it gets me into trouble a lot. I go into way uncharted I'm like, why? You know, I'm like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not. But you follow the prophet. Follow the trail. Follow your gut. Follow your intuition. That's the only thing that, I've had my eyes that direction, just didn't know how to connect it verbally. You know, like I felt like a 2-year-old with a pacifier in my mouth, pointing at things, you know, because I didn't know what to call it, oh my God, that's it, you know. So I've been trying to learn how to communicate it effectively, because it's pretty gross. It's pretty gross, but it does exist, you know. Oh my God, it's so sickening. It's so sickening. Anyways, why did the group seem to hate? I don't know. It's nothing Tylee did, though. I can tell you that. It's a reflection in this is how I see it. It is how they see themselves. They are void of Jesus, for sure. They're void. There is no soul. They are the zombies. They hate themselves. They project everything that they've done and said and accused and, you know, rated and judged is how they feel about themselves. That's me. It just makes perfect sense. So the way Tylee was handled in the abdomen area, I really I just froze. In the abdomen area, pelvic region, that's some moms who, or moms, named and unnamed, who, I don't know, really hated becoming a mother, maybe. It's not for everybody. But they're in such a competitive religion. The pressure, the pressure is there. Yes, ritualistic killings. I really do want to have DJ on. I just don't know if y'all are ready for it. It's pretty intense, but he's got the dates figured out. Every one of these dates, even to where, like, the one Zalima said about her and Alex going on the date. I was like, yeah, right. Anyways, October 31st, the same day he moved Melani Boudreaux, and I guess Melani Boudreaux loaded her own damn U-Haul and put her own kid stuff at the street curb. No. Anyways, DJ Norman is somebody that, just like y'all, just follows the case. He's followed it. I've seen him but in so many chat rooms over all these years, and I was like, oh my God, I'd see some of the things that he would type into chats, and I'd be like, oh my God, what the hell is that dude talking about? It sounds crazy. So does this story, though. He's experienced ritual abuse, so has his wife, and he's got quite a bit of insight, and he just knows those dates, the Julian and the Gregorian calendars. I mean, forwards, backwards. I'm like, oh my God, it's this number backwards. You know how numbers are a thing, symbolism is a thing in threes. 7-11 was a big thing for Lori. Hawaii. Okay, it's thick with this group, and I mean, you guys see all that. I see it. I say so too, Chuck. Yeah. And Chuck even said for me to, I gotta figure it out, how to do a call-in show or something. It would be nice to do that, and maybe up until the sentencing, have it to where you guys can call in and say your own victim impact statement, because it's needed. It definitely doesn't hurt to get things off your chest, and you're grieving too. Whatever, I mean, it's important. It's not good to carry all this stuff. We need a release. So it's yes, Robinette. Robinette, release the truth. It's not. I mean, it's the truth to a lot of victims. Not just Tylee and JJ and Charles, Tammy, Joe. There's so many others who are either still living it, or don't live to tell, or become missing. There's a lot of missing kids and people every day. It's just, it sucks. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Hold on, I just thought of something. That's scary. What was the name of that? I should end with it, but I can't remember the name of it. Hold on, I'm thinking. Oh, I know what I think. Yeah, I'll just type his name in. Okay, videos. I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner. Okay. A Green Hill. That's the name of the channel. Not a green yard. Oh, of course. He's the lawyer. Morgan Philpott is the lawyer for Ammon Bundy. Birds of a feather, they flock together. Alright, let me try and find the video that I watched. It was right in the beginning too, and I was like, oh hell. Oh, that was a long time ago. I know I wrote it down. I mean, I have religion and and the case things, you know, all mixed together. My notebooks are horrible. And so while I'm watching something or listening to something, I'm reading something else, and it'll just catch my attention, and I'm like, oh crap, what did they just say? And this is what I do all the time. Constantly for 4 years almost. Anyways, God, it's hot in here. It's happening. The mighty change. Isn't that what Melanie Gibbs' thing was? Mighty change or something, which is coded in that stuff I shared with y'all from Canva. It's in there. In that, I don't know what to call it, the dispensation thing. Oh hell. Okay, but let me go to this.
When I started in politics in 1997, kind of. I was a young student at Riggs College. Yahoo! Yeah, thanks. Back in the day when it was still Riggs. And I just, when I moved out here and went to the Luciferian University in Salt Lake City up on the hill, I just what an environmental studies major was like. But it was a blessing, because what happened is I applied for an internship in Washington, D.C. with the Clinton White House at the Council on Environmental Quality, and because of my major, I got the internship. And my wife and I went out to Washington, D.C., and Al Gore was the vice president, and he had brought with him a couple ladies from his Tennessee office where he was a senator, and they started what we know today really as the modern environmental movement out of the White House in that time. And what was interesting about that is I was a naive young kid, had a couple experiences there that really turned me off to politics and helped me to realize I was not a Democrat. So I came home and joined the Republican Party, which is another, just one other evil that's supposedly a little bit better than the Democrats. And if you believe that, God bless your soul. Someday we all got to learn better. And because there's only one party that matters in the world, and it ain't run by the Republicans or the Democrats. So when I was in D.C., I was in, anybody ever toured the White House? Okay, right next to the White House is this beautiful old building called the Old Executive Office Building. And the White House is really small, and you can't run the White House from the White House, so a lot of it's run from the Old Executive Office Building. And I was there one day trying to figure out what my paper was going to be, because I had to write an intern paper coming back to the U, and I decided that I wanted to write my paper on the designation of the Escalante Monument in Utah. How many of you remember that? Okay, who designated that monument?
Okay, I've been looking for it while he was talking there. So This is the Green Hill YouTube channel. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. I know I'm doing kind of weird stuff, but yeah. Eric Smith. I don't know. I think, I mean, he's done some advocacy work for ritual victims, so I feel like he's finding his way. If there's one thing, you know, none of these people have come and said, hey, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. You know, just, I wish I would have had my head not stuck in my butt. You know, just anything. Nobody has said anything. It's all just been fend for yourself, basically. But I like to see change. Change is the best apology, in my opinion. So if there's one person out of this entire group that I've seen change in, it is Eric Smith. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm going to give him credit where it's due. So yeah. But anyways, okay, here it is. Here's the video.
Is between 1890 and 19. The mighty follow me is amazing. It's extremely important. We go over Matthew 1, Matthew 24 through 25, Mark 12 through 13, and Luke 21. And the reason it's so important is because these scriptures give us a huge key of where we are at in the timeline heading up to the second coming. So let's just get into a little bit of this study, and I think you'll really like what is uncovered here. First of all, from the Come Follow Me manual, it says, Jesus' disciples must have found his prophecy startling. The mighty temple of Jerusalem, the spiritual and cultural center of the Jewish people, would be destroyed so utterly that there would not be left one stone upon another. Watch something that was super interesting and went right along with this. This is it's Jim Caviezel, and he has an interview with Steve Bannon talking about a new film, The Sound of Freedom. And Jim Caviezel, he is the star of like Count of Monte Cristo. He's awesome. And he, in this new role, is playing Tim Ballard and basically going through some of the, you know.
First off, oh my God, when I heard he's playing Tim Ballard, I was like, oh, hell no. You know, because this video just came on by itself. I didn't like turn it on. And when I heard that, I was like, you know, the record, you know, scratching. What? And so it gets even crazier. I'm not going to play the whole thing, just this one part, you know, and then we'll go. Thank you, moderators, so much. The God Mod Squad. You guys rock. Couldn't do this without you at all. Thank you. But we'll end on this note, okay? All right. It's gonna. I was like, okay. Anyways.
Recovery missions that Tim Ballard did. Anyways, this is what Tim Ballard, and basically going through some of the, you know, recovery missions that Tim Ballard did. Anyways, this is what he had to say. I think you'll like it.
We're in I would say, an apocalyptic moment right now. I think of the words that Jesus talks about when people say, when is the end coming? And Jesus looks, why do you ask me for the signs of the times? You look at the clouds and you know it will rain, and so it does. Why do you ask me this? Can you not see what's going on? Can you not see that we don't have a country anymore? By definition, you have to have borders. We don't have a border. Why would you continue to listen to a media that's lying to you every day? You know, a couple of years ago, I'm talking about adrenochrome. You can't say that word. You cannot say anything bad on George Soros. Do you know that he owns many of these companies like the Daily Beast? Boy, they sure had their fun tearing me apart. I lost my agents, 17 years, and my other agent of 15 years, because they listened to them. You think you have a selection? Sorry, you think you know what the truth is. You don't. You have a selection. You're not free. And God wants you to be free. I'm talking about the God of Christ, Jesus, the beautiful picture that you have.
Okay, so what's he saying here? He's basically saying, look, the signs of the times, like, we have need to make a movie about child trafficking. Is that not a sign enough that what time we're in, like what's on the horizon, that we have to open up people's eyes to something as terrible as child trafficking? Just this week with everything that's happening with Target, and our local grocery store and market is teaming up with Satanists. When in the kids section is filled with, pride propaganda, swimming suits that you have to tuck it and bind the breasts. I mean, my word, do we need more of a sign than this of where we're at?
My thing with these folks is Tim Ballard. I think that, in my opinion, Tim Ballard creates the problem. He's an opportunist. Their Operation Underground Railroad plays into this because Brandon and Melanie ran for the cause. So did Joseph Murray and Emma Daybell Murray. So did Tammy. Tammy worked it. Julie Rowe, she's not so much into child trafficking, preventing it. She's allegedly into soul trafficking. Okay, whatever. Either way, it's exploitation, and they've done it with my family. They've done it with my lineage. And they do it to my God. And I'll be damned. Okay? So that's where I stand on that. I stand firm on just calling these people out for what they are. They're not Christ-like. They don't follow the same Christ that I do. Christ is not there. He does not walk those very halls. He's not there. He's not in any of these people. I'm one of those people that you show me better than you can tell me, right? It is, Zero. It is. The human trafficking is the most profitable business in the world. Exactly. It is. That's the currency. That's what I'm trying to say. Or, not right now, but kind of. That's the currency. That's what the sacrifice meant, in my opinion. The sacrifice for Lori was her children to become, quote unquote, exalted. Okay, and so there's so many more Loris, and there's so many more Chads, and there's a lot of people that wanted to isolate this and are still okay with isolating it. It's just a isolated event. It doesn't happen here. It doesn't happen here ever. But it's happening. It's happening. It's happened. And it's happened since the beginning of time. And okay, I'm late for everything. And so I'm late in the game on this. But I'm working in His time. Capital H. God. And God, capital G, in His time. So I don't know where we're going. I don't know what He's got planned. I just know that I went down this path for a reason, and I can't turn away. And so I don't ever try to force anything. I have no direction. I just go. Where we stop, nobody knows. So I know that's confusing to a lot of people. But I mean, this is part of my healing and growing, my grieving processes. You know, this is, I don't know. And so I love that you guys are here and have been here, or even if you just showed up, you know, I'm glad you're here. There's a reason. And so if you feel free to share, you know, your opinions, how you feel, your stories with me. I appreciate that more than anything. I wish that I could just, you know, write everybody back, but I'm whole-assed. And I don't like doing anything that I can't finish or be thorough with, so I usually just don't reply at all, or, you know, if I can't go whole-ass, then I don't do anything half-assed. So it's nothing intentional. It's just, I don't know. So I just try to tell y'all here. But I appreciate that you're here for the victims, that you're here for Tylee, for Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. And yes, it's because you do care and you are normal people, right? Use the word allegedly and often. Right? I have to. I made myself. I did. I that and core horror. Those were common. And still are. I mean, even my kids say allegedly. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? Oh, that's good. I like that. If nothing is done, nothing will change. Correct. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. For instance, Chad would tell exactly how JJ and Tylee were killed and by whom. He would also admit to help. Yeah, that would be nice to know how. To know the cause of death of Tylee, besides holy shit. You know, I mean, unholy shit. I don't know. I really think that's what I can't peg, is what I told y'all earlier, you know, it's just that it's, I can't put my finger on it, but it's just something that it's right there, just like they kept this sealed, you know, the indictment since 2022. So, I mean, there's a reason. Yeah, and I'm sure Arizona is ready to, you know, hopefully do right by these victims. Hopefully. And yes, love always wins. Love always wins. Y'all are proof of that. I appreciate it. And you do, Bo Peep. Y'all do make me feel better. I love it. Y'all don't know how much you guys lift us. Y'all don't know. Good night. Good night, Chuck and Natalie. I love you guys. Right. Right. Yes, he is. He is. Well, and that sucks, you know. He's just he is a weak person who likes to kill, you know, children, allegedly. And bumblebees. Okay, the dude's got a problem, and then the world has a problem. We have him and Lori, and there's many more though. That's what freaks me out. What about the rest of them? That's where that comes from. So, but anyways, I love you guys, and thank you for being here and tagging along with my slow ass. But I appreciate you always. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe, and Brandon. Bye, guys. Thank you, mods. Thank you.